Hello everyone. In this session, we'll try to understand looping statements. Here, the name itself suggests looping statements. Means we can repeatedly do something using looping statements. And the first type of looping statement is while loop. There are different ways where we can achieve these looping statements. We will try to understand with an example, uh, in general example. Suppose, so we are repeating something. For example, uh, okay, so, okay, suppose basic example. Suppose we want to print we want to print, print all the names, names of the cricket team, for example. So how we print? We will print like, something like this. So there will be 11 or 15 team members. So we are just printing all the names in order, like one by one. So now we will. So here, this is one example where we are printing all the values, and there is another thing like, suppose I want to print for each name. I want to print. I want to add hello and print them. So this is another example. This is repeat. Okay, and there is another very simple example, that is print 1 to 10, for example. Suppose we want to print 1 to 10. So this is okay. Now let's go to the code editor and we'll close all the tabs here. And here we will create on a package. So we'll create a package for loops, and we will create a while loop demo. Generally, we should not put any underscore. It's not very intuitive, like it's not recommended. So generally, caps, camel case, or like the caps are suggested for a class name. We can give underscore, but generally we don't prefer to give underscore. Okay, while loop demo. So we will. It's good to follow some best practices. Okay. So now we have this very sample program while loop demo where we have main method, so where the program starts execution. Now what we want to do, so like that till 10 we want to print. This 10 can be anything. Okay, before even going there, we will try to do very basic thing. Suppose I want to print hello world 10 times. So how we do? So we know this is to print. Okay, let's run this. So you can see hello world is printed. Now we want to print this. Suppose 5 times. So generally what we do, we will put 5 times same statement, like the print statement, and then we run this. So we no, so you can see here it is repeating the code. We are repeating the code 5 times. So to avoid repeating, we know this has to be run for 5 times. So there the looping statements comes in to picture. So now we will look at how while works and what is the syntax for while. So this is very basic syntax of very simple while. So here while and open close parenthesis and then the body of the code like while loop. So here the repeated code will goes in here, and here there will be a boolean condition. So so based on the condition, if condition is true, then this will execute and it will repeat until the condition becomes false. Okay. So we already saw for if. For if there should be a condition. So boolean comes with either conditional operators or nothing but equal to or not equal to or greater than equal to less than equal to. So mainly these are for numeric conditions, or we can get a boolean from the logical operators. So and or. So mainly these two applies between conditional operators. So it means condition 1, condition 2. When we want to apply multiple conditions, in that case we can use and or not. There are multiple logical operators also. So that's where between these logical operators also end result will be boolean. So we can apply that also here. Okay, let's take an same example. So we want to perform this 5 times. So we know 5 is 1. Uh, okay, for example, times. So this is an integer. So I want to perform 5 times. Now we want to begin from 1. So okay, we want to begin from 1 time and it has to end at a 5th time. So so start less than or equal to times. Okay, and okay, let's see what we want to do. So we are putting this here. Okay, let's keep this. So now what it does, so while loop, first it checks the condition. Okay, so start will be 1 less than or equal to 5. So this is true, right? 5 is greater than 1. 1 is less than 5. So condition is true. This will print. Again it will go back and again it will check 1 less than or equal to 5. So you just run this. You can see here, yeah, there is this syntax error because it is not properly written. So we should not put that. Either we have to put comments so that the program will not consider this as a valid code. Okay, let's run again. So again it failed because main method as public. It's already there. Then why, yeah, this has to be run as a Java application. That is a problem. Oh, this is the problem. There should not be a Boolean condition. Okay, got it. So the syntax is wrong. The main method syntax is wrong. So that's why it was not able to run. Okay, if you see, it is continuously printing. It will end at a certain point where the memory got full. The stack underlying each execution, there will be a stack data structure. You will understand later. But for now, I'm just killing. Why? Because you know why it is continuously printing, why it is not printing 5 times? Because the while condition is not ending. This is always true. So whenever you write a while condition or while loop, we should have proper yeah, okay. We have to end the condition at certain point where we want to do. So otherwise it will keep on increasing, like running, and there will be a failure at runtime when memory got full. So now after printing, we want to increment start, because so one time it is done. So and then we are incrementing. So this is equivalent to start equal to start plus one. So what we are saying, so let's start with the basic one, and it pass, it will go inside, this will print, and then we are incrementing the start, so that next iteration, so this will become 2 less than or equal to 5, and similarly 2 less than or equal to 3 less than or equal to 5, and so on. Now it should print 5 times only. No, this one again. Okay, yeah, this is printing correctly because we already hard-coded this result. So that's why it is 5 times, and then this is 5 times. So let's run one more time. So now it reduced the logic. I mean, reduced the code, and it is more readable also. Yeah, it's, suppose if this is 5 times, this is okay, not too much reduction. If you want to print 1,000 times, that time it's very complicated. So that's why we have this is very basic example. So okay, yeah, let's print another example. Print 1 to 10. So okay, this is the while syntax. Now what we want to print? Print 1 to 10. So int I equal to 1, for example. We no need to take okay, let's I less than or equal to 10. So we want to print 10 times. So the condition should run for 10 times, and also we have to increment the I so that it will keep incrementing and it will fail at the 10th time. Now what we want to print? So we want to print I, because I also starts from 1, ends at 10. So we want to have a same I to be printed here. So we have access, variable will have access anywhere else. This is declared outside the while loop. So the value is available inside the while loop also. So you can see this printing one. It's very simple. So we have while loop. So while loop takes condition as a parameter, and based on whether it is boolean or like based on true or false, it will execute this one. Suppose if you say greater than or equal to, so this condition will never, this will become false always. I mean, once false means loop will exit. So now, so it will not print 1 to 10 because this condition failed. So yeah, condition should also be valid. Okay. So here you can see there is step 1. So basic input for the condition. Okay. And then step 2. So we need to check the condition so that while the body of the while will execute, and there should be step 3. We have to increment the conditional parameter so that it will not go into infinite loop. Infinite loop means it will keep on running this because this is always true. That time the while loop should exit at certain point, otherwise it will be infinite loop. Yeah, so this is very basic example. Another example, suppose we want to print a table. Table means suppose we want to print a table for 5. So that is okay, something like this. So like that, 5 into 10, how much? So here you can see. So one input is table for 5. This is constant, and here you can see this is incrementing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that is a variable where that is incrementing. For example, I'm taking I equal to 1. So it should start from 1. Okay. I already declared. So for example, times also declared. Okay. For example, x. I'm taking as x for now, but generally we should give proper name. So now let's say while. So the while condition should, we know each table will at least 10 times we have to increment, means 10 times we have to calculate. So x less than or equal to 10 because it should start from 1, end at 10, and we know like we have to increment it. This is another task. Now what we want to do in the loop. So what we want to do. So firstly, we want to calculate the uh, times of 5. So table for, here we are using basic mathematics. So table for in multiplication of x. Okay. So it will also, the result also will be integer because these two are integers. Now what we want to do, we want to print the same. So what we want to print, we want to print table for, just for readability, we can print directly the value. We are just formatting it. Equal to result. So it just formats the result. So just analyze this, how it works. Okay. So now, for example, x equal to 1, 1 less than or equal to 10. So that is true. It comes inside and it calculates the results. Table for 5 into 1 equal to, result will be 5, and we are printing table for, that is 5, and then we are just appending a string with a space and a star, like just to represent it is a multiplication. And then the x is the, currently it is 1. At this point of time it is 1 in the first iteration, and equal to, the result is 5, and we are saying x equal to 2. It will become 2 in the next iteration. now now again it goes back and it checks the condition. Now it is 2, 2 less than or equal to 10. So x is 2, table 4 is always 5, 500 to 10. The result is overwritten. The result is changed. Actually, we have to understand how it works also. Otherwise, um, yeah, we are just taking. So this is, we know how the variables represent in memory. So we have x, we have table for variable, and we have our result. Okay, now we are starting with 1. Here it is 5. Here nothing. As of now, nothing. So when when it starts, while first it checks the condition. We want to run for 10 times. So we are just simply hard coding the value. We can put a variable also. Now when it goes here, it calculates the result. So 1 into 5, it will be 5. Okay. The result is updated to 5. Yeah, if we have a not like board, it is easy to wipe and write. But yeah, it's how it is. So next it is incremented. So we are incrementing 1 to 2 here after printing, and then it will become 2 less than or equal to 10 in the next step. Okay, so this is also positive, means it is also uh, successful, so it returns true. Then it goes here 5 into 2, so it will become 10. The latest result value will be 10. So like that, this while loop, how it executes the logic in like how it executes. So now let's run this code. So you can see 5 into 1 5, 5 into 2 10. So it's very easy. If you want to do, you have to write same. You have to replace that. Here we have to replace this with 1, and then table 4 into 1. Like this, we have to repeat 10 times the logic. If you want to do without, so we have to replace this with 2, 3, 4. Here also. So we are just putting it will simply add new line, because ln means print ln means it will add new separate line. So just to differentiate the result. So this also printing same result. So we are reducing the code using a while loop, and yeah. So that is all about while loop. There we can do a number of examples, but for now, yeah, we will stop here. In the future sessions, we will take more examples, and these are daily used um, conditions, like daily used syntax or the concepts. So conditional statements like if else, or switch, or this looping statements are also minimum concepts that are used in the everyday programming. So nothing to worry. We will cover more complex scenarios also. For now, yeah, we will. Yeah. So here, this is one condition, and another condition we want to check I less than or equal to 10. We want to print only even numbers. In that case, we want to check another condition. So even numbers, when you do the modulo, it should return the remainder as 0. Okay, so that's where we say it is a even number. When you modulo a number with 2, that will become I mean, if it is 0, this returns reminder, and if that is 0, that means it is even number. Okay, here it was printing 1 to 10. Now it should print uh, all the even numbers. Let's run this. If you see, it did not print anything. Why? Yeah, this should not be inside the while loop, because in the first step itself it failed. So now this should go inside. Okay, so so okay, so I increment should be always there. Now we are putting, since there is only one statement, so we no need to put open close parentheses. The compiler will not give any error, and there is no harm even if you put. It will be clean. Like by seeing this, we can understand. Now earlier it was failing. This condition for first I equal to 1, 1% 2 equal to 0 is false, and we put undone. So logical and means both should be true. So that's why it failed, and completely while loop got exited. Now what we are doing, go inside every time and check this condition and conditionally run this code. So that's where if also comes into picture. Okay, let's run this. So you can see now it is printing only even numbers. So this is one scenario where we, like, if someone want write a program to print even numbers. In that case, you can even numbers between 1 to 10 or 1 to 100. So that time you can simply change. So if someone say 1 to 100, it's easy. Just change the condition. So yeah, you can see all even numbers between 1 to 100. So yeah, only thing is we need to remember the concept. Why we need while, why we need if. So what are the steps we should follow? So if you remember the concept, no need to remember the code. You just need to remember the concept and what we want to do and what logic you think of in your mind, and then you first write very basic without while also like this, and then you try to understand what is changing and what is constant. Based on that you can write a code here. Okay, yeah, that's all for this session. We will continue in the next session the remaining looping statements.